Hey, about to do some sleepy Reiki, some rest Reiki. Hello. Just about to send out some nice, calming energy. Hi, Camilla. Hi. Just some energy to like calm your house, relax the energy in the space wherever you sleep. Thank you. Thank you, Karis. I appreciate that. Yeah. I made this. I pretty much been meditating on this all day. Well, starting last night, that I was gonna do a sleepy Reiki, a sleepy time Reiki, just because Sean says, thank you for the cleansing, powerful energy so needed here, my dear friend. No problem. We need it. Thank you, Latasha. I appreciate that. Yeah, we need it. I've been just, I was just thinking last night about how I used to have trouble sleeping. Well, I've always had trouble sleeping. Even when I was a kid, I had trouble sleeping. And it seems like Sunday night was like the worst night for me to have trouble sleeping. Even to this day, like Sunday nights going into Monday, it's like the worst for my insomnia. And I was just thinking about all of the people that struggle with sleeplessness, struggle with falling asleep. How many people have little kids or they're caring for children that have trouble falling asleep? It's a common problem. But it's one of those things we don't talk about. But it's time to let people know what we experiencing, And the reality is a lot of us are not sleeping well. And there's pressure to sleep, right? Because we have to produce. Either we gotta work or go to school or take care of other types of responsibilities, and there's two extremes of it, People who really glorify not sleeping as if that can't be harmful if we do it too often. And then those who really put too much pressure on sleeping how you supposed to or whatever, And I'm going to come back to that point, but I really wanted to think about like kids and how normal it is that little kids can't sleep. And how a lot of times bedtime is a really stressful time for parents and caregivers because little ones sometimes really resist rest. So there's that. Hi, honey. Tifa. Is it Tifa or Tifa? I'm sorry, I don't want to say your name wrong. Says, I have issues staying asleep. Been in bouts of an hour and a half since. Okay. Well, hopefully this will help. This Reiki I meditated on all day is specifically designed for people who have trouble sleeping on a regular basis. And like I said, I was really thinking about kids and how many of us that have trouble sleeping, it started when we were kids. So here's the cool thing about this Reiki energy. The cool thing about it is if you are somebody who had trouble sleeping as a child, this Reiki energy can go back into the past. Now, it can't change the past, but it can go back and help you heal the past. I got a Pisces lighter. Reiki can go back and it can heal the past. So if you consent to receiving this Reiki, you can also consent, to having it sent to your inner child, or having it sent to you back in 2003 when you couldn't sleep, or 1991, or 1986, or 1974, or 1962, 1951, 1942, 1938, 1922, 1911, 1896, whenever it was that you couldn't sleep, you could send this energy back so you can get some rest and it can heal your past, That's the good thing about this healing energy, is like we don't really have to wait on anybody to bring us closure or bring us healing. We have the ability to do that for ourselves. So by sending this Reiki energy back in time to your past self, to your younger self that had trouble sleeping, if you're someone that has had children and grandchildren, sending this Reiki back in the past could potentially help them with some of the sleep issues that they're having. Because if you heal your past, it helps heal the future. So before we get started, maybe get some water. I usually recommend water, especially when I'm going to be using quartz. I'm going to be using quartz tonight, and that can really change the vibrations of things, and it can make you thirsty. If water ain't your thing, like tea, whatever, juice, whatever you do, like drink something, get comfortable, take some breaths, take some intentional breaths as deep and as full as you can. Just gather up some air, just let it in and let it out, however's comfortable for you. Just breathe. Intentional breathing is good. And just like relax, chill on out. If you want to turn off the sound and play music or whatever, read a book, whatever you want to do, that's cool. The energy's still going to get through. You could turn this off and watch it later. Still going to get through. It's all good. So a little bit about what we're doing tonight. I just smudged everything down. Hopefully you took some nice deep breaths. And you're getting comfortable in your space. As comfortable as you can in your space. And maybe you might like to imagine another space. Maybe you'd like to think about being somewhere else. Someplace that is soothing and relaxing to you. And if you don't already have a place like that in your mind, like, you can make it up. You can make it up right now. Like, I'm really hoping that this is time that you have set away for yourself. I have to remember, but this is time that you set away for yourself, to be able to take care of yourself. So all you really need to do is consent to receive this energy, this healing energy. And like I always say, Reiki goes where it needs to go for its highest good. So this energy won't do you no harm. It'll go where it needs to go for your highest good. And also with the intention, the intention that I've been meditating on all day. For the most part, I've been meditating on it all day. Spoke to very few people. Just so I could think about and feel about what needs to happen to deliver some Reiki that can start to send like calm and peace through wherever you sleep, to help you have like some nice dreams. And pretty much what I'm doing right now is I'm just downloading information, just, you know, feeling and thinking, because this is like intuitive. This is an intuitive healing practice. So just really getting my eyes together and getting my other senses together so I can see what's what. Because I'm also sending this energy back to my past as well, you know, so I can heal my past. Like I was saying earlier, if you're an adult who cannot sleep, you might have been a child that could not sleep. If that's the case, it will probably be really helpful to send this energy back to your childhood. This could be healing at an intergenerational level for you. I really like when I do these live videos, I really like to spend some time on our collective energy, spend some time on our collective spirit, our collective consciousness, if you will, because so many of us share the same pain, some of the same grief and trauma, intergenerational trauma, things like that. So I like to spend some time on combing through those areas that we share, you know? This is just a piece of selenite. It makes a nice wand. It makes a nice place to charge any crystals or stones that you have. And sometimes I'm just kind of going through seeing what we're working with. I'm really just looking for ways. I'm here because I'm looking for ways that like I could show up and love other people, and especially other Black people, you know, and helping us reclaim our healing. Oh, my auntie here. Hey, auntie. Do you need some sleep? I know you need this energy to go back in time. Send it to your young self. It ain't nothing demonic, auntie. It'll be good for us all. I like to try to get the energy moving in a spiral shape because I just feel like the universe just adores spirals. And anytime you can get a spiral going, it's good. It'll help the energy move just a little faster. Especially since I'm deeply concerned with pushing as much energy through to our past as I can, you know? The good thing is you can watch this video over and over again, 2 times a week, once a month, whatever, you know, whatever works for you. And yeah, it'll help. It'll help bring peace into your house. I'm very concerned with like raising free black children, and one of the things people will often say is like, you know, and I know a lot of it stems from having trouble at bedtime. How do you discipline your kids? You know, that kind of thing. And one of the things that we can do to teach our kids discipline is really peel back the layers about, you know, what our ideas of discipline are. Like, where do we get those ideas? And when we say teach our kids discipline, like, what do we mean? One thing I suggest that has helped me, help my kids, and help clear up a lot of like intergenerational patterns of trauma has not been discipline. It has been ritual. Like teaching my kids ritual around everything. It hasn't been easy because I had to learn it myself. I had to learn past a lot of things that I thought I knew. I had to start to believe in a diverse world of healing, you know, like all the ways that healing could look. So I started learning about different ways to help people relax. And I realized like that so many of our sleeping problems have really come from, you know, inherited anxiety, inherited trauma. And that's what I'm like combing through right here, right now. Just combing through a lot of that. Taking inventory of it. I'm not judging any of this energy. I'm not making any assumptions about it. This energy is just there. And you know, for whatever purpose it serves, for whatever time period, whatever doesn't serve us anymore, I'm just asking it to go. I'm just asking it to go. This is a moonstone, a peach moonstone, and it's really good for anxiety. It's really good for like calming. It's good for worry, flat out worry, you know. And I charged it with moonlight. So, it's bringing like some cool moonlight properties. Moon and starlight is really good for us too. It's just sending like some cool, like silver moonlight to you, some cool, peaceful night, some calm, some freedom from worry. Hopefully, this can set you up for having a really productive week. Not because you slept, but just because you feel good, just because you feel like you took some time for yourself and invested in your healing, you know? That counts. That's something you can give yourself credit for. Really taking inventory of where your energy goes and acknowledging like the process. Hello, Joanne. Sometimes there's little like pieces you can just like see and pull off. Like they're ready to go. Like some of this stuff we need to let go of, or we're trying to let go of, like it's ready to go. We just need a little help like tearing away some of the loose pieces. Pulling out whatever just seems to be sticking out. There are some reasons outside of trauma and pain that some of us don't sleep well at night. Like, it's actually like a pretty cool thing that, I mean, I think it's cool, like from an evolutionary perspective, you know? Like, humans up until recently have really only been dependent on fire. Like, think about before we had electricity, you know? So you just out here in the world with a tribe of other humans, a group of other humans, and you're like one of the slowest things, the slowest predators out there with bad eyesight, you know, compared to other nighttime predators. It would be necessary to have somebody who stayed up and kept watch. And for some of us, that is exactly what was up. So sometimes I still think about that today when I have trouble sleeping. Like, you know, you're part of the watch group, the night watch. Yep, still just really digging into our collective and getting some stuff out of here, right? Now this little sweet baby has just been laying here the whole time. This is pink Himalayan salt. And I'm just letting this baby just lay here and just change the energy in the air around us, change the vibrations. Like, you might actually feel A mixture of either heat or cold or neither, you know. Sometimes you don't feel anything. But this rock is warm to the touch. This rock is warm. Whereas this moonstone is very cool. Very cool. Because I charged it. I charged it with moon. And this is pretty much what I started using to put my youngest to sleep. I started using Reiki. I got tired of fighting every night. You know? Especially fighting over something that clearly is a problem that they get from me. So we had to start working through that and really being honest about what our house needed as far as sleep goes. And to be honest, I do really like that someone's always awake here. The difference is now we're not in turmoil about it. You know? Like, my son is on the bed on the other side of the camera and he's already falling asleep. He fell asleep before I could start it. This used to really take a while to work in my house. When I first started doing it, yeah, it used to take a while to work. And now, not so much. Like, we can start thinking about Reiki and things will start happening. Taj, last time you were live, it wouldn't let me watch for some reason. I don't know what's up with Facebook. I think for these videos, I might have to like just start recording them on YouTube. That way, it'll be easier to view the first time and see. At least we'll see. This is an amethyst. It's like a purple crystal. It's a very, very powerful crystal. Dealing with intuition, psychic ability, dreams, things like that. So, if you're a person who's already worrying, what we don't want to do is just, you know, use this stone that's going to increase your intuition and have you picking up all types of psychic stuff, and we haven't taken like any precautions. So that's why we had the moonstone earlier, the little peach moonstone. This stone is for worry and anxiety. So we combine them together, the power of this intuition here, and the ability to be calm and less anxious. Thank you. This will give you more peace when you're receiving confirmation about things and when your intuition is speaking to you and telling you things that you need to hear, things you need to know. you won't be as likely to have like worries, because we've also got this calming, soothing presence here. Crystal is really beautiful and powerful to buy and have. Stones are great too. Crystal can really intensify things and change your vibrations. I mean, crystal is largely the earth showing the earth's ability to manifest. These are manifestations of the earth. And they are very much alive, very powerful. There is like all types of cool healing magic in the world. Really just want to pull that. If you don't have any crystal, that is okay. You can charge like anything with moonlight. So if you wanted to charge something with moon energy to like have it in your room, you can use stones, you can use rocks. And hopefully what this healing process will start to do, well, my intention is what this healing process will start to do. Ooh. Is to open you up to all the ways that you have access to healing and allies in the form of nature, plants, crystals, herbs, stones, all the things. So I'm trying to like get a wave going here, get some movement going here. There we go. Did I mention that I charge this amethyst in the moonlight as well? I know I said that about the moonstone, but I didn't know if I told you that this is also cool moon and starlight energy. You can feel the powers of the night. You can feel the powers of the night. There's also going to be like a lot of protective energy too. Just because one of the things that we need to have good sleep or good rest is a certain amount of feeling of safety and security. These are things we need. And I hope while this is happening, that you are thinking about, like, why this makes sense, like how this healing energy can work. You're thinking about yourself as a being who is deeply connected to the earth, like you're a part of this thing. You're connected to it. You're not just a witness. You're not just an observer. You are a part of the experience. You are a part of this magic, this healing, this power. It's a part of you. These crystals, these gems, these stones, they have the same mother as us. And whatever energy you're receiving, again, I'm receiving it too. This energy, for those of you who are just getting here, it's going to be really good to send back to your past self. If you had trouble sleeping as a child or in the past, it can't change the past, but it can heal the past. Now we're just working on your dreams a bit. Sometimes our dreams are really reflections of our fears and anxieties. So for this part, I'm really focusing on the dream world and attracting dreams that are not upsetting. Because who needs that? Let's bring up some dreams that would be beneficial to you, maybe with helpful messages that you could use. Or maybe just quiet, silent dreams, you know, so you can just rest. Whatever kind of dreams you need. That's what the Reiki will do. It will help bring about your greatest good. And if you keep doing this, it will get better. The dream world plays by a few different rules, obviously. Plays by a few different rules. But they're still our creations, you know? They're still our creations. And we can experience healing even in our sleep. If you look at the history of the universe, the history of the earth, there is such a commitment to healing and rejuvenating and transformation and rebirth. That is the constant theme. And we're active participants in all of that. This healing energy is ours. There's the moonstone again. Being able to take care of each other starts in our homes, with our families. And I know sometimes we just in situations where it just ain't gonna work. You know, we gotta get out of there. Maybe you going through that right now. Maybe part of the reason you can't rest is because you're not where you want to be. Maybe you're not someplace that you feel safe. And this energy can protect you. This energy can help guide you. This energy can give you the strength and the hope that you need to make it through whatever it is you're going through, whatever the reason is you can't sleep. Like, this energy can help you with that. And a lot of us need that, you know. A lot of us need to know it gets better. Some of these things are like coming right back. So I know we're fighting a lot of the same things. We're fighting a lot of the same things as a group of people alive at this time, and we're also fighting a lot of the same things that we've been fighting for many centuries. But if you do what you always did, you get what you always got. Like, it works up to a point. But something guided you here. Something on your healing journey guided you here to this moment. And will guide you further in your healing. This isn't where you stop. This isn't the end. There's more healing to be had. If we learn how to heal each other in our homes, if we learn that we can start healing before we leave the bad situation. So even if you're in a bad situation right now, even if you're in a situation that is painful to you and it's causing you grief and pain, you don't have to wait until it's over to start healing. There are some ways in which you'll experience healing differently once the situation is over. But while you're going through it, you can still start healing. So like you're letting some of this energy go back and clear up past sleepless nights. It's putting healing on the past. And again, you know, to start that process, you don't have to wait until you're leaving the situation. And to start that process, you don't need anyone else's permission. I'm just clearing some cords. We're going to definitely go back in and do this again. Another cord or tie cutting. There's some things that we were letting go of tonight. They were just hanging there, but there's also some things that we got work to do, of course. This is healing for all of us. But we're resting now. We're feeling a lot better. We're feeling more confident. We're thinking about how there's some tools out there that we did not consider, or some things that we forgot. And really, that's another thing too. I'm really asking this energy to connect with you in a way that allows you to connect with healing practices that will be healing for you. This is the Himalayan rock salt. I'm gonna do another round with that amethyst. We did a lot of pulling and cutting. We pushed a lot of energy around. And now we're gonna go back in with the amethyst. And I have that amethyst baby sitting next to the peach moonstone, so that as your intuition opens up, as your spirit voice opens up, you'll still have the moonstone energy for calming and peace. And the moonstone is good for a ton of other things. It might be something cool to look up when you have time and you can see all the benefits that moonstone actually has for you. Stones in general, rocks. I use rocks a lot. One of my favorite things to grab is pieces of brick. When I'm in Detroit and I'm by the Detroit River, sometimes there's just like little pieces of orange brick laying around on the beach. And I grab those because they just remind me of back in the day. It's like something from my childhood that I connect with. This is a stone, a simple stone that I found on the beach in Detroit in Belle Isle. So hopefully now that it's warm, if you go outside, you'll start looking at rocks and stones and things differently, probably the way you used to look at them when you were a child. But bring back a return to that. So I just oiled my hands, and we're gonna bring the amethyst back into the game. This amethyst has gathered some of your information. It is beautiful. There is so much healing opening up. Things are just, they're opening up and they're flooding. It's just running away. And it feels really massive to me because there's just a collection of this energy. And maybe you might start to notice it too. This energy will enter your body in a way that's most comfortable for you. So the Reiki won't come in a way that is upsetting or painful. You may feel nothing at all, or you may feel a rush, a flowering, a opening, a blossoming, a pouring even. And this won't be the last time that we do this. If you have other things that you'd like to receive distance Reiki for, or if you just have questions about how it works, hit me up. You can leave a message below. You could send a message to my inbox and we can just talk about things, how it feels. You should be